So we have the live counter ticking up, so we should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. We're here with something we haven't really done for,
in a hot minutes.
Well, it's as of 1086, and we're on, what, 1104 now?
1114.
1114?
To be fair, we started this tier list like well after the chapter mark.
Yeah, Manga Plus is on 1114, I'm pretty sure.
Wow, okay.
1114 is the most recent release.
Well, either way, it's been a while since we did it, but we've got the main trio back.
Ooh.
And, you know, we were probably only one off from finishing it, so let's see if we can get, this finished today.
We're gonna scream at each other. I hope you all are ready for this.
I don't think we're going to scream at each other. There's not many in the way of, like, actually controversial characters left.
I mean, we're not gonna scream at each other, but we're gonna get mad.
Yes, likely.
Not necessarily at each other, but I can feel the hate flow through me.
Yes. Well, let's start with a non-controversial character. Let's start with Wanzi.
Wanzi.
Yes.
He's the noodle guy from the sea train.
Oh God!
fucker.
Man.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the guy who
Open.
the very first subject we see to Sanji's beautifying kick technique.
Right.
Not only that, this is the first time we see Sanji get super mad enough to use his hands in a fight.
This is the only time he's used his hands in a fight, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Because he
used justification that it's food. Ramen is food. What is ramen or soba?
It's ramen. Wanzi's whole thing is ramen kempo.
There's so many things wrong with that, I don't even know where to begin, and I'm pretty sure that's the exact words and phrases that were going through Sanji's mind as well.
Yes, not to mention, he shot the ramen noodles out of his nose.
So just to point out, the first time we did one of these streams was back in November.
Fucking hell.
Time!
Yes, so where do we put Wanzi?
He's like a villain, but he's so forgettable. Like,
Honestly, he was kind of entertaining.
The only thing memorable about him is not him, but the circumstances he creates. So in that regard, I suppose he's not pointless and forgettable.
So aggressively mediocre, then you'd argue?
I would say around there.
I can accept that. Okay, Wapple.
Wapple is probably one of the biggest.
He's probably one of the best, like, one-off arc antagonists.
See, he was until Reverie happened.
Reverie, you mean?
Reverie.
How do you pronounce it? Reverie?
Revere. It's, is it not derived from the word revere?
Yes.
Not called.
No, isn't it devised from revelry?
Yes, it is devised from revelry. Or, I don't know which way.
Reverie is a thing. It's a thing that you do other than in a non-One Piece context. It's an actual word.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless.
A state of being pleasantly lost in one's thoughts, a daydream.
Okay, so does the etymology have anything to do with the word revere?
Not really. I'm pretty sure revere is a different etymology.
Sure, it's one of those things where I just always thought that the etymology was revere.
So revere, I believe, is to hold something in awe or worship.
So it goes Old French revere, be delirious, to Old French reverie, resverie, madness, revelry, to reverie, resverie in normal French, and then reverie in, fucking regular French.
So basically, revere doesn't really come into it at any
No,
point.
it does not.
Precisely.
Reverie.
Anyways.
There. That was the pronunciation.
Thank you for joining us on our Storytime Network's patented ADHD etymology tangent.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, Waffle.
He's surprisingly important, honestly. I think he's a really good one-off antagonist who comes back later.
Here's my problem with Wapol. He's like one of the bigger Karma Houdinis in a series that doesn't have that many notable Karma Houdinis. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he doesn't fully escape karma. He does suffer quite a bit before coming back into power.
But the fact that he does come back into power is just like, especially
yeah, but that's not Karma Houdini. Karma Houdini just avoids all consequences.
I feel like avoiding it's not necessary. We don't necessarily need to be as strict as saying avoids all consequences. He definitely avoids a lot of consequences. Just because he doesn't avoid all of the consequences doesn't mean he avoids consequences. Period.
I'm inclined to go fun but irrelevant.
Yeah, his power set is very fun, and his fight with Luffy is still great.
One of those that's probably very broken in the right hands, but he's stupid, so...
Yeah, he is a dipshit.
Right.
This is one of the Skypians.
Warashi.
He is not very memorable.
There are 3 memorable Skypians.
Barely.
Maybe 4 if you push it. Depends. Well, this one's one of the Shandorans. But yeah, pointless and forgettable.
Wellington.
The Duke of Wellington.
No, but he apparently threatened Law at one point and then got taken out by Dofi's executives.
I don't even remember him, so...
No.
This fucking guy. I think he's one of those royals.
Wheel, Prince of the Southfire Kingdom, accompanied his father Jeep.
God damn it, Oda!
That's... What are they supposed to be?
The Jeep, the car manufacturer.
No, I know, but what country are they supposed to be, then?
I don't know.
At the
We already have
socializing
America.
plaza, Jeep tried to set up Wheel with Shirahoshi. Wheel praised her appearance, but was interrupted by Ferrari, who was also trying to introduce his son to the mermaid princess.
Oh, fucking damn it, Oda.
I don't know if it's better or worse that Oda has just decided that for some of these he's just sort of given up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's funny, but it's also like...
Oh, here's one of the more memorable side characters.
Ice Witch YT Bay.
At least because she is the sole known female member of Whitebeard's crew. Who graduated to become captain in her own right, I believe. Because I remember her popping up during the Summit War saga.
Yeah, I do remember her, because doesn't she show up like when Kuzan does his thing?
Yeah, her icebreaker ship was part of what helped get a lot of the Allied crews over to the main battlefield at Marineford.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's not a lot of substance to her, but she's still quite memorable. Especially both design and appearance-wise.
Do we have a tier for that?
I believe it's style but no substance.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can put her there.
Scrolling up because it takes a while.
There are over 1,000 characters in One Piece.
There's over 1,000 characters in One Piece as of this tier list chapter. There's been even more introduced.
Not that many, actually.
Not that many more, but like
There's been a few.
a non-zero amount.
Who's who?
Who's who? The racist.
Genuine annoyance?
His fight with Jinbei was fun enough, but like, I don't know. How much do we want to weigh his introducing of the Nico lore in his favor?
No, that would have happened even without him.
True. Was his fight with Jinbei entertaining enough to merit higher placement? Is the actual question.
Here's my thing on who's who. He's racist in a different way than most of the other racists introduced in this series.
Yeah, he's more of a condescending type of racist than
Yes. Yeah, a lot of the others are of the members of
type.
the hateful bigot school of racism, but he's the condescending a-hole school of racism.
Mm-hmm.
They should both be murdered, but
This
if
one
you
is
have
deserving of brutal murder and more just like
yeah, no, it's more of a priority basis.
Yeah.
If you have to pick which one to murder first, then the answer is fairly clear.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Where will I
so
put him though?
genuine annoyance.
I don't see why not, unless he's like if we put the hateful bigots in full-on Absalom tier, then it does make sense to put him in genuine annoyance tier.
Uh-huh.
Not because he's not bad, but because there are other entities that are much worse.
Wicca Tontata.
Oh, she's the one who was trying to guide Zoro around.
That poor person.
That poor soul.
Yeah. Where were we putting the Tontatas? I forget. Were we putting them all in pointless and forgettable, or did we...
Not all of them.
Or was it aggressively mediocre?
Most of them were in pointless and forgettable, I'm pretty sure. But this one I think is memorable enough just for the back and forth with Zoro, because that was funny. Style but no substance at highest, though. I don't think it...
I don't remember.
Yeah, we can't really justify anything other than that.
Wiper.
Wiper is a good one.
He's kind of cool in that he is like the first character we see to take on a Logia and kind of win.
Well, not the first one, because, you know, this is post-Alabasta, but...
The first non... Oh, right, I forgot Crocodile was a Logia.
The first one to do so without the use of a devil fruit.
No, he's the first one to do so without making use of an obvious weakness.
Yeah.
He's the first, because it's interesting.
The first Sea Stone. He used Sea Stone.
The Sea Stone is more general, though, right? That's not.
Yes, he didn't use elemental rock paper scissors.
Yes, he did. Yes, that's the thing. Is the first two Devil Logias that were defeated in the series were done so by making use of elemental rock paper scissors. Important to remember.
Yeah. I think Wiper merits a pretty high placement, honestly, because he's a very memorable and cool supporting character. I don't know if he merits best supporting, but I'd say relevant and likable at the very least.
I can live with that, yeah.
Yeah, I can
like
live with him.
It's a very sympathetic motive, even if he does some pretty crazy shit.
Yeah, I can live with relevant and likable.
I believe this next one is Wire from Kids Crew.
I had that open and I didn't think it was him.
I mean,
Oh,
put him
yeah,
with
it
the rest.
is. Where did we put the rest of Kids Pirates? Aggressively mediocre?
Yeah, I believe
Probably
so.
somewhere in the general vicinity.
Well, put Hawkins in there at the very least.
Hawkins is like the most disgraceful showing out of the supernovas, so that's
Yes,
just
he's
fine.
Well, we still don't know if Arouge is going to be worse, mainly because he hasn't shown up in the
Hey,
series.
he's planning ahead.
Just keep telling yourself that, I suppose.
Look, he's got a devil fruit. He doesn't want anything to do with the sea rising, so he's staying out of the way.
Oh, so he put heat in style but no substance. That's the other prominent kid crew member besides Killer.
Right. What's this guy's gimmick, though?
He doesn't have the gimmick that Heat does is the issue.
Then I'm
So
gonna go
aggressively mediocre
aggressively
seems
mediocre,
appropriate.
yeah.
X Drake, on the other hand,
Which, isn't it pronounced Diaz?
Diaz
Drake,
Drake, yeah.
yes. X Drake is just why the X is why he's just sorted down there. I think
Yeah, I know,
he's got
but,
a
like,
really cool power and interesting story implications.
This is one of... Can we talk about something interesting?
Mm.
What?
There's certain aspects of localization that are less talked about, and one of them is the fact that it's difficult for English readers to actually know how you're supposed to pronounce his name.
Mm.
Because, from what I understand, a lot of the time in Japanese, there's a kana or hiragana of the way the character's name is supposed to be read, isn't there?
Yep, looking at the wiki page, there is on that X as well.
Yeah. So it's funny because English audiences, if you don't engage with like the fandom outside, like with the wikis and stuff, how would you know that his name is pronounced Diaz?
Mm.
It's pretty wild to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep. I'd say relevant and likable for him. He has a very interesting story to him and cool powers.
What's your point?
He can
He's a
turn into a
cop.
motherfucking dinosaur, which is great.
But like also he's a cop.
Yes, but he's one of the ones we actually sympathize with.
I guess. He's like one
He's
of the
going
only...
against fucking Kaido, who is a tyrant.
Yeah, Sword is like one of those... I don't know. There's an entire conversation to be had about the systemic issues that are perpetuated by even the good Marines of Sword, like Garp and Sengoku.
But now is not the time to have that conversation because we do not want to get sidetracked. More
Jack,
than we already will.
We've been doing this for what, like 4 years now? And you're still talking about not wanting to get sidetracked?
Not wanting to get sidetracked more than is necessary.
Vice Admiral
we will get
Yamakashi.
He has a neat design, but he's not very memorable outside of that.
He's apparently one of the vice admirals that led the Buster Call on Amy's lobby.
Yep. He's not super memorable.
God, Buster
outside of his
Calls
design.
became First of all, Buster Calls are a classic example of the stupidity of government and bureaucracy in general. And they're also like one of those things that turned out to be a lot less impressive than what the hype suggested.
I mean, the first time we see a Buster Call is when it's being used to commit genocide, so...
True, but that's you have to consider the viewpoint that Buster Call is coming from. It's coming from the 8-year-old Robin's viewpoint in large part.
I'm also thinking about it rationally, like, outside of the Straw Hats managing to escape it the one time on Ennie's lobby, by all indications, the Buster Call is a fucking death sentence to anyone on the island upon which it's called.
So a Buster Call is a death sentence to civilian populations, but the problem is that there's a lot of non-civilian populations that can make short work of a Buster Call. Like, I don't think a Buster Call would be very effective on, like, the Kuja, for example. Would a protracted war be effective against Amazon Lily? Absolutely, it would destroy them. But a Buster Call would not do much of anything at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, he apparently also led or was part of the attack on Amazon Lily after the Warlords got
yeah,
abolished.
he got stoned by Hancock. That was funny.
Yeah.
That's not exactly rare.
No. I'm pretty sure Kobe was the only Marine there who didn't get stoned.
Yeah, because he's...
Wasn't that only because he's too busy having a hard-on for Luffy?
I was gonna say, I don't think he swings Hancock's way, if you know what I mean.
Quite possibly.
Okay.
He was also like, yeah.
Here's a question. Do you think you'd get stoned by Hancock?
Yes.
No.
If you find her remotely attractive, you get stoned.
Good news.
No, there's a certain threshold. And I don't think I would hit that threshold. And I think Mill is in a similar boat. And I even think, funnily enough, it's for similar reasons.
Even if I wasn't probably asexual, I still probably wouldn't find her attractive. Anyway.
Yeah, you want to put him in a solid in a substance or aggressively mediocre? Where do you want to put him?
Aggressively mediocre. He's a jobber. He doesn't deserve anything better than that.
Yama.
I don't remember this person.
He's the first dude to get bodied by Robin in a one-on-one. Skypea. He's the Sky Priest.
Is he the person who got their back broken and made humble?
Yes. He is that motherfucker.
There's literally only 2 Sky Priests that are somewhat memorable. Ohm and the one with the balloon suit. Ohm, because he's kind of like Aneru's right-hand man, and the dude with the balloon thing, because he has a memorable design.
Those aren't the Sky Priests. Those are the judges, or not the judge. I think they're priests, but
are they not? I'm pretty sure they're the same thing, aren't they?
Let me look. Fucking hell. So, So the four priests are, it's Om, Shura, Satori, and Kadatsu. But Yama is the head of the Divine Soldiers.
Same difference, honestly.
Yeah, he's basically like the head of the Mooks.
Either way.
And he gets his ass beat by Robin. And it's great.
Aggressively mediocre?
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, honestly doesn't deserve any better.
Yamato.
Mm-hmm. Yamato is an interesting one. Very memorable as a supporting character, and honestly, really cool in terms of both powers and personal chemistry with Luffy. I wish we got more of Yamato, but at least they're getting a cover story, which is cool.
You think they'll end up adding Yamato to Zoro's harem for some gender diversity?
No, I don't think so.
I also still
maintain
that...
Did Yamato ever interact with Zoro?
Briefly, I think.
No, but I really want to see it happen.
I don't think Zoro would really respond to anything like that, though.
No, they could bond over their shared existence of being samurai adjacent.
Either way...
I do like Yamato's story, and...
Also, let's be real. The person in the modern era who most exemplifies the spirit of Wano is probably Zoro. Ironically enough.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yamato comes
Especially
pretty
if
close,
you-
though.
Especially if you count the Straw Hat crew. If you count the Straw Hat crew, Zoro is more of an Odin than Luffy is.
Yeah, because
No, that makes sense because Luffy is the Gold Roger, and then Zoro is the Odin, sort of.
I mean, Zoro takes elements from both Odin and Rayleigh, so...
He's
I'd say
definitely the Rayleigh, but he's got that the blood of Odin.
for a character with such a late introduction, Wano, I think Yamato has quite a lot of impact. And basically, like, just a very fun character with a cool design, cool powers, and genuinely compelling fight sequences.
I'm not so much a fan of the powers as much.
I really like the wolf power, okay? It's really cool.
Look, Cold Dog is not really what I'm about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that sounds like a you thing.
My instinct is relevant and likable.
I mean, Yamato is basically an honorary Straw Hat.
There's a lot of those.
Barto is
Not
only
really.
irrelevant and likable. That's not a, you know, disqualifier.
Wait, who?
True.
Barto.
Who else? Bartolomeo's Grand Fleet, not honorary Straw Hat, though. Vivi is an honorary Straw Hat.
Vivi was around for multiple arcs.
True. Then again, Wano was longer than the entire than the entire Alabasta saga.
Yeah, but Yamato didn't turn up in Wano until like the last third.
Yeah, no,
Is the
I
last
think
third longer than Alabasta?
Yeah, I don't think best supporting is justified. I think just due to screen time issues.
Choo Choo in best supporting.
That look.
Choo Choo is a dog.
Are you trying to suggest that dogs are not better than people? Because that is the sort of talk that gets you executed in this country.
We have several characters who have less screen time than Yamato in best supporting.
Look, let's just do a straight vote. I vote relevant and likable.
I vote best supporting. You're a tiebreaker, Mel.
Yeah, I know, and I always hate when that happens.
You say that, and yet that's almost always the case, because me and Jack tend to have very differing views, and you tend to be the one who goes either way.
I tend to ping-pong in between,
You know what
and
I'm
I hate
saying?
it. I'm bad at making decisions.
We all are.
Look,
Just
we
in
know
different
you
ways.
go. We know you can go either way, Mel. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, okay.
Someone. God, he's really gonna make me do it myself, huh? And it's cumbersome on mobile.
Yeah.
But yes, we know you go both ways, Mel.
I'm struggling to decide. Love to hate.
No.
You know
Come
what?
on. Do not.
I wouldn't say no. I disagree, but I wouldn't say no, just because it would be funny.
I will bonk continuously until you decide not to do that.
Fine, best supporting.
Ah.
Thank you. I wish we had a vindication soundboard thing, but we don't.
We should.
Oh, I did add an unlimited power one. You're welcome.
That is like, look, the prequels were responsible for a great many atrocities, but there's some good quotable moments.
Look, prequel memes are amazing, even if the rest of the prequels don't live up to them.
Anyway, Yarisugi. I'm
who's
fairly
this?
sure he literally only appears in Karabo's cover story.
Oh, it's this bitch? We don't need to debate on this.
No. I don't know who the fuck this is.
This is one of the giants from Big Mom's flashback, I believe.
Right. Might it be a...
I think it's Yarul. Oh, you know what?
I think they're non-canon.
Let's see. Yeah, I think so.
Do we have a non-canon category, or do we just dump them all?
We dump them in pointless and forgettable.
It's why Pointless and Forgettable is so big.
Hold on.
Fair enough.
I think this is a case of whoever put this list together being an asshat.
Right.
Because they probably did the thing where they did, yup. This is Jarul,
Oh,
aka
these
the
stupid bastards.
Yep, this is one of the two giants from Big Mom's flashback. The two old giants. This is the one who didn't get marked by Big Mom as a child.
Right.
Now, I believe it's there because it's pronounced with a Y sound as opposed to a J sound.
That is entirely irrelevant.
No.
Should not be there.
Yeah.
Look, I can understand it at least.
Yeah, in Japanese it's Yarul. Yaruru, rather. But yeah.
Then whoever made the list
get
needs to
annoyed.
stop being a fucking weeb. And just, you know,
Yes,
put it
I
down
agree.
how they're written.
I agree. Unfortunately, yeah.
This is why I'm just making the fucking anime of 2023 tier list myself.
Understandable. Where do we want to put him?
I don't remember him.
He's brief in the flashback, to be fair.
I'm fine just sticking him back where he was.
That's fair. We can do that with the other guy, too.
Just because that's...
The other guy is the
appropriate,
one next to the sheep dude. They both belong next to each other.
Yasop.
It's gonna be fun.
Okay, he is probably one of the worst examples of an absent father in the series because he literally just... His wife died, and he just didn't care.
It's not that he didn't care, it's that he wasn't there in the first place.
Doesn't make it any better.
I think you're attributing apathy to him just because you hate him, which I get, but like, I don't
He's
think it's
very
really
hateable.
fair.
Are you going to deny that he's hateable?
I'm going to deny that he's as hateable as you say he is.
I dislike him. I wouldn't necessarily say I hate him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jack, I have a question. How's your relationship with your father?
Mostly affable.
I think the reason I particularly negatively react to Yasop is because my relationship with my father is complicated, and I'm projecting. But while I do acknowledge that, that doesn't change my opinion.
Where do you want to put him, Mil? Do you want to humor Fuzzy a little bit and put him aggressively mediocre?
What has he
I'm sure
actually
Fuzzy wants
done? I mean, I know the Shanks Pirates as a whole haven't done a huge amount, but I feel like at least, you know, of the main sort of
literally
core of members
you know
that
what's
we
funny?
know, that
He's the
Lucky
marksman
Roo's
of the
done
crew.
stuff. Lucky Roo's done stuff. Ben Beckman's done stuff. Shanks has obviously done stuff. Has Yasop actually really done anything?
He's done nothing.
Yasop's
Nothing
only
except for
contribution
building
to the
his
plot
broken
is an additional connection between Luffy and Usopp from prior to their meeting. Yeah, he hasn't really done much. He is only relevant in relation to Luffy, Usopp, and Shanks.
Aggressively mediocre it is, then.
Yatape. The Yakuza bosses have fun designs. That's about all that I can say for them. They have fun designs, and they are not the most memorable of Wano's supporting cast, because that goes to, the Scabbards. But they're still fun.
I'm not sure if this one, if Yatape has a particularly fun design. It seems mostly standard.
It's
big
more
dude.
generic than some of the other ones. I think it's the most generic out of the 4.
He also reminds me of Mineta, which is not great.
Ugh.
So pointless and forgettable then?
Alright, why the fuck is this guy here? Why
Emu?
is
Okay.
why
I
is
don't know.
Imu here? Or Im?
Do you want to talk about? No, I think that's because a lot of the manga only characters were just stuck to the bottom as an afterthought.
Fine. Whatever. Still dumb.
But
agree.
also, can we talk just as an aside for a moment? With the recent revelation that Mineta might be bisexual, that gives
No.
No, we're not talking about this, Fuzzy. Because he's
we
not
will talk about it
bisexual.
eventually.
He's not bisexual.
Oh.
Is that better or worse?
Yes.
That he's not bisexual.
He's the same.
I'm gonna
He's
go
a
with
sex
yes.
pest. Even if he was bisexual, he's a sex pest.
Yes, no, that's true. But you could also frame it as again, it doesn't excuse his behavior, but you could also frame it as him being in the armored closet as a reason for why he's such a sex pest, because he's compensating.
Again,
Doesn't
let's not
matter.
even.
We'll
Doesn't
talk about
matter.
that. We'll talk about that later.
This is not the right place to be talking about a Hiro Aka character.
Yeah, we'll talk about that during our podcast on Japanese sex pests.
Oh,
I am not
God.
being a part of that.
No. From a critical, like examining the look, we'll talk. But Emo, is there like any reason to put them even in anywhere other than Absalom tier?
We don't know enough about them.
I mean, we know that they're like a genocidal dictator. That's like kind of enough. I feel like it's also strongly implied that, or not necessarily implied, but a lot of the writing on the wall seems to suggest that the Five Elders are Emu's satellites in the same way that Vegapunk's Stellas are, or the Vegapunk satellites are. Like they're the same like different bodies of the same person. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and we know the Five Elders have done horrible things.
Yes, they have done. They have in fact done heinous shit.
So, I don't really think he deserves anywhere greater than just absolute monster tier.
Again, I don't think we know enough about Emu to really justifiably put
I don't
them
think they're... Okay, Jack, I don't understand why
some
you're...
actually monstrous characters who are who are in love to hate, for example, because they are entertaining.
Yeah,
but
we
that's
haven't got enough.
not-
Here's the thing, Jack. I think we can justifiably say that he is a very bad person because
we don't know their gender yet.
Because they are basically the, head of the world government, and, the very bad part of the world government at that.
They are
That's true.
basically
But at the same
reason
time,
for...
we do not have enough of their personality to really say whether they are enjoyable to hate or not, or if we just hate them.
True.
At most, Imu is going in relevant but villainous.
I think that's completely fair.
But I still think...
We don't know enough about their personal depravity or their motivations to justifiably put them in Absalom tier.
To be fair, Fuzzy, we do also have most of the other elders in relevant but villainous. Admittedly, that might change, but yeah.
We might need to change that given our recent chapters, but that's for the review.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, we'll discuss that at another point. But yeah, I'd say relevance and villainous is completely fair. Once we know more about Emu, we can see about it, but that won't be for a while, I imagine.
Hmm.
What do you think, Fuzzy? Are you still sticking with Absalom?
My gut is Absalom simply because I don't believe that they're going to end up being worth putting anywhere else, but I can live with relevant and villainous for now until we are sure.
Alright.
Because most of the people we put in Absalom are just like, you know, depraved motherfuckers.
And that's like the suggestion that I'm like, that's the vibe I'm getting. You know what? You know what I'm saying? There's like vibes are how we operate in the modern day.
I think we need a vibe check.
Pastor Yomo, one of Dogstorm's musketeers.
Oh yeah, this is the.
Are we really calling him that?
Yes.
One of these days, I'm going to find a thing that you care about enough that it hurts you to have it pronounced differently, and then you'll be sorry.
Anyways, I'd say at most style but no substance. They have a neat design and all that, but
most of the incidental
minks
minks
do.
Yeah, I'll go style,
Yeah,
style but no substance. Like, giant fucking sheep priest is pretty good.
Yeah, it's really a fun design. Beyond that, not much.
Yeah. Yotsubane Shandian.
Pointless and forgettable.
Single fucking paragraph.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is these are the giant venomous sea snakes that pull the Kuja pirates ship.
Right. Got a name?
I don't remember the
Probably.
name of them.
I don't know them, but they probably do.
Not that I can find.
I mean, again, I think style but no substance, I guess.
They are giant fuck-off snakes that are venomous and scary enough to scare off sea kings, so...
Yeah, they're
I'd say that
basically
merits it.
domesticated sea kings, so...
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Yui, Roger Pirate, done nothing. Bye-bye.
At this point, yes, the Roger Pirates are automatically in the pointless and forgettable tier, with the exception of two.
The Roger Pirates have done nothing. Zala, aka Miss Doublefinger.
She is pretty fun. Has a cool fight with Nami.
One? Is
Yeah,
she the
she's
one
a
who
Pokey.
pokes things?
Yes. She's the one who has a really fun fight with Nami, and that's basically her only claim to fame outside of... Actually, Heroic Works as a whole has some pretty fun characters, both design-wise and personality-wise. I remember, like, a big chunk of her gimmick being, whatchamacallit. The spiky stuff is just really cool. For early stage Devil Fruit power, I think. Some of the layer stuff is, like, really fucking wild, but this one's basic but neat.
There's like a kind of funny that there's a decent amount of overlap with Mr. One, though.
Oh yeah,
Well, weren't they partners?
they were partners.
Were
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be weird then. Yeah.
So
I don't really
fun
remember
relevance.
I don't remember the code names or the partners or really much about anything about the individual Baroque Works members, other than what they did, what their powers were.
Fun but irrelevant.
Fun but irrelevant, I'd say. Honestly, we could bump up Whitey Bay over there, actually.
We will get to that.
Yeah. Zanbai.
Frankie family.
The most prominent member of the Frankie family besides the twins.
And even then, does he do that much?
Not really.
I think
I don't remember him. Looking at his design.
he's the leader of the Frankie family when Frankie gets abducted, so he basically negotiates with the Straw Hats and the Galileo shipwrights to engage in the Battle of Ennie's Lobby together.
Good for him, I guess. Probably save him from pointless and forgettable, but
I'd say style but no substance at most.
Fuzzy.
I don't care enough to be that.
Gainsay.
I think style but no substance. Yeah, I think style but no substance, but I wouldn't object to pointless and forgettable.
Zeph.
So, okay. I have some questions about Zeph.
Oh boy.
No, they're not, why do you always react like that when I bring up conversation?
Because when you say you have questions about a character, they're generally oh boy questions.
I am sure I can somehow refute that.
You be our guest.
I said I could, I didn't say I will.
What are the questions, Fuzzy?
How far do you think he got when he was active?
Well, based off of what he says and what Don Krieg thinks, he knows.
We discount what Don Krieg thinks because Don Krieg is an idiot.
True. But based on Zeph's reactions to Don Krieg's claims, there is at least some merit. The idea that Zeph went to the Grand Line before leaving and returning to East Blue.
I'm just gonna drop Zeph in best supporting for now, but that is, not definitively where he's going. I just need to do something else.
It may not be definitively where he's going, but he deserves to be there, I think.
He is one of the best flashback
The Cook Pirates traveled the Grand Line for a whole year.
Okay.
I mean, considering the fact that the Straw Hats managed to get to the Red Line in a year, and they were taking their sweet time, honestly. They took a few detours, so that's kind of an achievement.
Did we ever get a... Yeah,
Basically,
we
my
never got a
question is-
bounty for Zeph, did we?
No. Basically, my question is, how strong do you think Zeph was?
That is a good question.
But yeah, anyway,
There's also
honestly,
there was potentially a hint that Zeph reached the New World as well.
yeah, I was wondering.
Because Zeph told Luffy that the first half of the Grand Line was called Paradise, which is apparently what pirates from the New World call it. So
Either he knew some New World pirates or he did make it to the New World.
It's
not
definitely, if you're
confirmed either
doing,
way, but
if you're decently strong and you do speedrun strats, it's not impossible to reach the New World in less than a year.
That's what most of the supernovas did.
Also, remember, the Cook Pirates were the crew that he was a captain of, but that doesn't necessarily mean he wasn't a pirate before he became a captain.
yeah.
Basically what I'm trying to say is, why did Zeph not teach Sanji hockey earlier?
That is a good question, actually.
To
Maybe
be
he thought
fair,
Sanji wasn't ready for
was
it.
there really a
There's not really much of a need for hockey in the East Blue, to be fair.
Yeah, but he would have known that eventually, if he was going to leave, he would have known that eventually Logias would come up, especially if the Marines got involved.
The thing is, Smoker is the only Logia who is ever stationed in East Blue by the Marines that we know of, and Smoker was very underranked.
That is true, actually, now that I think about it.
Like, Smoker was immediately promoted to Commodore once he had a admittedly fake achievement to his name.
I mean, does it... I mean... Obviously, yes, Zeph encouraged Sanji to leave, but, you know, it could be a case of Zeph not expecting that to happen for a while longer, or something else. I don't fucking know.
It's really hard to
true,
say
yeah.
for certain.
But
I do think
anyway,
Zeph does deserve best supporting just because.
no, he's like hands down. Zeph is probably one of the best fathers in the series.
Yeah.
Which is saying a lot.
No, it's not. He's like he's a good dad in a non-One Piece context too. I don't think it's saying a lot.
His the one issue is that he's a bit of a hard ass compared to a lot of the other father figures who we would consider good from the series.
Also,
yeah, but like
another reason he didn't teach Sanji Haki. Sanji was only 19. It could have just been a time thing.
Maybe he thought Sanji wasn't ready for it yet.
Considering how much they argue, that is genuinely possible.
there's also aren't there younger people who probably know hockey?
Yes, but usually they gain hockey by, you know, incredibly dire circumstances and such. Anyway,
anyway, he is definitely deserving, in my opinion, of best supporting. He is one of the better fathers in the series. Period. And he's not just one of the better fathers in the series. He's pretty. I have to imagine he was pretty high up in the anime dads tier list as well, right?
We haven't done that one yet, or at least not the One Piece dads tier list.
Did you not do an anime dads tier list?
I don't think so.
Am
I thinking of TFS?
Yes, you are. You are thinking of TFS.
Huh.
They definitely did one.
They did, yeah. Yes, I watched that. But, okay, yeah, so... yeah. He's definitely pretty high up there as just an anime dad in general. Because as we all know, those aren't exactly, it's not a high bar, but he did clear it, like, far more. He did more than just barely clear it.
Yes.
So I would say, but... yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I do think we don't need to gush about Zeph any more than we have. But yes,
we have separate tier lists for that.
Yes. God damn it, Fuzzy.
Zeo, one of the
one
new
entertaining member of Fishman Pirates.
The one what? Sorry.
Yeah. The one entertaining member of the new Fishman Pirates.
Was he
I kind of like the Squid Man's gimmick.
I mean, Zeo's gimmick is funnier though, because his whole thing was just aggressively claiming that he meant to do that, even when it was very clear that he did not. Like, the whole thing of his fight with Brooke steps on his face. You see, you fell into my clever trap. I am wearing down your boot heel with my face! That kind of thing. I think Zeo's bit is...
It is funny, yes. No, I'm not going to deny that. It's definitely one of the... Look, Fishman Island was not a great arc.
No.
In many ways. It was a necessary arc because it set up a lot of things.
I think Fishman Island is overhated, personally.
It is overhated, but it's also not exactly the
it's
peak
not
of
peak One Piece. No. I do think there are merits to Fishman Island. I think Zeo is one of the better characters from the new Fishman Pirates.
Style but no substance or aggressively mediocre?
Style but no substance is fine.
I think his gimmick is funny enough to justify style but no substance.
Alright.
Yeah. This is Z from One Piece Film Z.
Right.
Which was okay. Do you know what the
I
funniest
think
thing
the
about that
character is
movie is?
canon, but the film is not.
Yes, that is.
It's that Luffy
the-
didn't use Gear 4 even though he had access to it at the time.
Not only that, it also introduces a devil fruit that literally is Bonnie's. In hindsight,
Oh yeah.
one of Zeph's, one of the women on his crew had one that is literally just it's Bonnie's fruit.
Yeah. No, that's very funny.
Especially given what we know about Bonnie's fruit now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about movies, Ed?
I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Anyway,
I only watched
forgettable.
a few One Piece movies. Yeah.
The
Again, the character is technically canon, but yeah.
Mm.
The movie is not.
Zeppo.
Yeah,
Zeppo.
Sorry, you're gonna say something, Fuzzy?
no, I was gonna say that Shiki is probably fully canon, like the movie and the character, and this is canon, and then you have Douglas Bullet.
So Shiki is the film is dubious in Shiki's case, but the character is definitely canon.
No, the film is dubious, but there's enough support that it could very easily be canon.
Out
Like,
of
it
all
would
the
take
films,
a
it's the
single word-
closest to
yes.
being canon.
It would take a single word from Oda to just confirm that it's outright canon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
But yes,
Zeppo, who is Beppo's older brother.
I mean, just by association, he's pretty. He's. Look, nepotism will get you far.
Fuzzy, no.
I'm inclined to agree.
God damn it.
If you think about it, what if Zeppo is the one who taught Beppo all he
Well,
knows?
it's sweet to style, but no substance.
I'm willing to
I
go to fun
support
but
that.
irrelevant.
Fine.
He gave his life to
And who?
Pedro.
And along came Zeus.
Look, we don't talk about him unless we're referring to the homie.
Honestly, I was gonna say this. At least this Zeus isn't horny, but Zeus does simp for Nami a lot.
To be fair, it's not coming for. It's not sexual simping.
Yeah. Also, this Zeus is endlessly more tolerable as a character.
Zeus gets into one of my pet. His character archetype is one of my pet peeves. In that,
What, the
I'm
Greek
not-
god or the cloud?
I'm not a big fan of the fence sitter, wishy-washy sort of person who doesn't commit to either side and is just cowardly enough that they just kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like Beppo, Zeus as a character is basically just like will switch sides at the drop of a hat. Not because he's malicious, but because he's just sort of pathetic. I don't know. I'm sure you can realize from context that I don't like him very much, but he's not. I don't know. I don't even care enough about him to actively hate him.
That's fair. He's honestly most important as a power-up for Nami, is the thing.
Yeah.
Yes, which is
isn't really anything to do with his own character.
Mm-hmm.
when your literal existence is only relevant in being a power-up for another character. That's just kind of sad if he wasn't so pathetic and awful. Well, no, he's not awful because he's not competent enough to be awful. I don't know. I have very mixed feelings on Zeus.
Aggressively mediocre?
I could actually.
I don't have
with
any
that.
serious objections to that, honestly. Who's this bitch?
Zodia, Whitebeard pirate.
Oh, so we can put
But I'm
him
with
into...
the rest.
Yes, exactly.
Put it with the rest.
Yep, nope, doesn't do anything.
Are you even surprised?
What are you
No.
What are
but
you
I was just
talking about,
checking.
Mill? What are you talking about, Mill? He appeared with the other Whitebeard commanders,
Yeah.
and
No, he wasn't even a Whitebeard commander.
He was such a pirate.
but you know what I mean is
Yeah.
like in the wiki, he's probably described with the same paragraph as the rest of them.
Yeah. I don't know who or what the fuck this is.
This is I think this is one of the zombies from Morius.
Right.
God, remember Thriller Bark?
Yes, because I
Honestly,
enjoyed
I
Thriller
The
Bark.
Thriller Bark.
I
Thriller
enjoyed
Bark
it.
is... I've come around on Thriller Bark of late, but it's...
Thriller Bark is another one of those where it's so much better on a reread or in hindsight.
I don't
Thriller
know.
Bark-
I enjoyed it the first time
Moria
round.
2 Moria also benefits a lot from the retrospect, I think. Especially now that we're post-Wano.
Yeah, given the context of just how awful Kaido is, the fact that Kaido ripped Moria's chin off
And then beat his crew to death with it.
with hammers, yes. But also, a thing I was gonna say regarding Thriller Bark is, Moria, did he know something? Given recent revelations, do you think he knew something?
It's hard to say. We'll probably get more of Moria in the near future. I am not willing to bet money on it, but I would wager that he's probably going to wind up with Cross Guild.
If he's still alive.
He is still alive. We have confirmation that he was being held prisoner by Blackbeard.
If he's still functional. Because, look, we know what tends to happen to people with good devil fruits when they end up near Blackbeard.
I mean, the issue is Blackbeard had already filled up all of his prominent commanders with devil fruit powers, so...
That is true.
He's
But
all
I know,
talked off on
Blackbeard-
strong pirates who need a devil fruits.
He seems like the type who would just, keep the devil fruit in reserve in advance, just in case he needed it later, but I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's what he was doing by keeping Moria prisoner.
Yeah.
I know, I was thinking he'd save on food costs by just... Or, save on prison costs by just...
We can
To
discuss
be fair,
this
we
in a
don't
theory
we
video.
don't know how we don't know how Blackbeard's system works is the issue. So
Let's save
could-
this for a theory video so we can get through these, because a lot of these are scrubs that we can just blaze
Yeah,
through.
just want to say, he could require him being alive at first. Anyway, or being only shortly dead when the transfer happens. Zuka, Whitebeard pirate, does even less than the last one.
Fucking hell.
Or
Oh,
is
Zunesha.
seen during Marineford less.
Okay, Zunesha, I just think, deserves mention of just having a very creative design and also just wrecking Jack's shit in a memorable fashion.
I guess, but, wrecking Jack is not exactly a hard thing to do.
Yes, but Zunesha was the first to do it memorably.
Yeah.
Also fuck off elephants.
How does his anatomy work?
He has multi-jointed legs. Very
No,
tall.
I know, but
I'd say
even
relevant
then,
and likable.
yes, he's relevant and likable because he's a heffalump, and we do like those, don't we? But how does I know square cube law just doesn't matter in the One Piece universe, but there's just so many. I have so many questions.
Like?
Like, can he actually swim? Because if he can't, how... Do you know how deep oceans are? Even in, like, especially we know how deep oceans are in the One Piece world. Look, we'll just put him in relevant and likable.
Check the chat, Fuzzy.
No, I know, I've seen the pictures, but, like... That still doesn't make sense.
Fuzzy, you're talking about the One Piece world.
Yeah, stop expecting One Piece character designs to make sense.
No, but they make sense in the ones that don't make sense still make sense in their own internal logic. It's complicated to describe, but I'm...
Anyway, who's this fucker?
This is the dude from film Red, who was Uta's caretaker.
Right. I still haven't watched film Red.
Neither have I. I just know enough about it to have some context clues.
I know the songs are good.
I'd say fun but irrelevant then.
Right, now we're on to the ones where alphabetical doesn't help us, but that's Bogard.
Yes. Too bad Bogart does absolutely fuck all in the manga.
Yeah.
He has a neat design, though.
He has a really neat design. I'm hoping he does more in the live action, to be honest, because he actually, got to say stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to put him higher than Star but No Substance, but I don't think we justifiably can based on, non-live action
we
stuff.
Can't. Unfortunately not. This is Momonosuke again. We already had Momonosuke.
Yeah, we put him in genuine annoyance.
Yes, because he is. He's like, what if Mineta was vital to the plot?
He's better handled than Mineta.
To be, I mean, if nothing else, Momo is younger and doesn't.
Yeah, Momo is actually more justifiable than Mineta.
No, it's
younger and more traumatized.
Is he 8 or 9?
He's 8.
The boy needs therapy. An 8-year-old is not supposed to be that. You know what I'm saying? That's not how the human brain works.
Momo needs therapy as an understatement, but that's not just because of that.
Can we just move on?
No, like he.
Anyways, this is the Vice Admiral Kurouma, Black Horse.
Was he one of the He was one of the candidates.
He's
was he?
an admiral candidate, yes.
Wait, there was. I didn't realize Black Horse was. There was a third candidate. I thought it was just Pink Rabbit and Brown Pig.
He's introduced later than those two. The Pink Rabbit and Brown Pig are fan-made characters that Oda decided to introduce in the manga. But yeah, this guy is different.
They're not so much fan-made as they are. They were introduced, or like the idea of them. I think came from an SBS, sort of.
The designs are fan designs that Oda adapted.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that.
Yep.
I thought it was based.
Yeah,
apparently, he's based on a real actor.
All of them are.
Yes, that's the whole thing about the admirals.
I'm confused. I'm putting him in pointless forgettable because he's done fuck all.
He is the least relevant by far, and he doesn't have a particularly memorable design.
Where did we put the other admiral candidates?
I think we put them in style but no substance because they at least had memorable designs.
Yeah, this one doesn't even have that going for him, I guess. So yeah.
Let's
right.
See,
S-Snake.
Who?
The Hancock Seraphim.
Look, she's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love for Hancock to adopt her.
Honestly, it would be hilarious if Hancock thought she was somehow her and Luffy's kid and did nothing else about it.
I mean, look, given the way the character archetype works, I wouldn't be surprised if Hancock has no idea where babies come from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's entirely possible, especially because Luffy's skin tone is also on the darker side, right? So I think it's entirely possible that she might think, "Oh, this must be our child," somehow. Maybe because Luffy,
Yeah.
touched her boobs
For
once.
the one time. Yes, exactly. Do you want to put her in fun but irrelevant then? Because she is a very fun character.
Also, is it just me, or were you? Did you not fully understand like the? So okay, so I didn't realize when I first watched that Luffy was grabbing onto Hancock from the back when they snuck into him.
Before this gets awkward.
It's just a honest.
No, I thought it was laid out in a diagram at one point, wasn't it?
I don't remember. Okay.
Not in the anime, at least. So it was like I was also much younger at the time, so I was like, why?
We still
what?
have a lot to get through, Fuzzy. We should probably focus.
So okay,
Yes.
I like a lot of the Seraphim.
The Seraphim have really neat designs at minimum.
They have really neat designs, and I just it makes me uncomfortable that she somehow... It's funny that Hancock loves Luffy so much that it's literally in her...
Genetic,
yeah. Literally become genetic, because that's how epigenetic works, apparently. But I do feel kind of uncomfortable that the gag is that the child is also into Luffy. I don't have
an issue with younger characters crushing on older characters, so long as it's not like reciprocated in any way.
Which, to be fair, it's not like either of them are going to get reciprocated. So, like,
anyway, S-Hawk.
S-Hawk's also fun. Out of all the Seraphim, S-Hawk and S-Snake have the most characterization. Which makes sense because they're the first introduced. So I'd say also fun but irrelevant. Because until the Seraphim get more like story time, they're not going to be.
I think probably a lot. I kind of dislike S-Hawk, but that's because of my inherent distaste for Mihawk, and because I can definitely see this is how Mihawk was as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a stretch to imagine S-Hawk as just what Mihawk was like as a child.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
Vice Admiral Doll.
Doll has a great design, honestly. I'm not just saying that because of reasons. I am also saying this because it's a much more... It's a very non-standard design for One Piece women in terms of, like, the style that she wears.
She is closer to goth than most One Piece female characters.
Yes,
yeah.
No, look, we know why she's a fan favorite.
Yes.
Okay? We all watched the Scooby-Doo movies featuring the Hex Girls.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The Hex Girls ruined an entire generation, and not in the way you think.
How could it be ruined if it improved tastes?
I'm still gonna go Star with No Substance, by the way.
Yes,
no, that's fair. She hasn't done enough in the story yet for us to justify putting her higher.
But it's the first time Oda has catered to that particular
audience.
Well, the second time, but you can make an argument that Perona is more gothic Lolita than traditional goth.
Punk goth, yeah.
Yeah. So, this is the first time Oda's... Look, we know Oda is a man of culture. He's one of the premier men of culture. But this is... Look, he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Green Bull?
No, this is Prince Groose. This is Vice Admiral dude who makes
I
the
don't
mud
think they're
golems.
related. They do look very similar.
Maybe.
They have very
This
similar
guy's in
jaws.
Sword. This guy's in Sword.
Right.
He's the Mudman, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the mudman who makes the mud golems.
Oh, okay. He's a Rear Admiral.
Oh,
not
he's
Vice
a
Admiral.
Admiral, not Vice Admiral.
Yeah, that was what was confusing me because I was looking through him on the list of Vice Admirals.
Yeah, no, he's a Rear Admiral.
Right.
So, here's the thing. He's a cop and he's also royalty. So already he's got two things against him. The fact that he's part of one of the good cops, quote unquote, even though there's we need to have an entire conversation on the
Not here.
nature of on the nature of how just because you are furthering a system just by being part of it, even if you're trying to change it from the inside. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But he is both a cop and a member of the bourgeoisie. So
Is it confirmed that he's royalty?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just a nickname.
Yeah.
Or like
Oh,
its actual
yeah,
surname.
It's just
No,
it's just
was he not?
no, it's a nickname, or a
Okay, was he- I
it's
thought
it's
he
at
was
most
the-
a surname, but
Yeah. He's
I
not...
thought he was the prince of a small kingdom somewhere.
no.
Nope. We don't know of any Marines who are royalty, to be fair.
For the lesser royals, and I can see it happening as a way of maybe for non-inheriting. That's just something that would happen in real life as well. Is that the non-inheriting children would often be just put in the army or government positions somehow.
Start with no substance.
More or
No
less,
substance.
he's not done enough and been present enough to really warrant anything more than that.
This is the Vega Force 1, the mech thing.
It's got a cool design.
Yeah. It's not a character in its own right, though.
Yeah, I think we just put this in. We just abstain for this one since it's not really.
I mean, we can put him in
Start with
Start
no
with no
substance.
substance.
I guess, yeah. I was more along the lines of there is an actual robot that's probably sapient and a character. Who?
I don't think that one's on here.
No, but that's because it showed up after this point. But like, it'll
What showed
probably
up
do something
beforehand?
eventually. It's been waking up and like being ominous for like the past 4 or 5 chapters in a row, but it's probably going to do something eventually.
Anyway, Lilith.
Now, here's a character with more substance.
Okay, I have some questions
Mm-hmm.
about the satellites.
Please,
Are
go ahead.
Oh,
What? Fuzzy?
are they people outside of the beyond just being like, are they people of their own?
Yes and no.
I'm gonna
It's
be honest.
complicated.
This is not the place to get into these philosophical debates.
Well, no, but it's not even philosophical. I'm asking from a strictly like, do we
So
rate
they
We are
are,
counting
they are
them as
listing
characters.
aspects of Vegapunk's personality who have been personified into their own individuals.
So do
It's
we?
not- it stands empty. They are separate
So do we-
characters.
Are they separate characters, or should we actually just have
No,
them
I think they're
collectively be
separate
under the
characters
umbrella of
because-
No, I would
That's
say
what
they're
I'm
separate.
asking.
I would say they have separate personalities and therefore are separate characters.
I do find it funny that Lilith is considered the evil one, even though she's more just mischievous than outright evil. Especially considering York.
Yeah, especially because it's ambiguous just how much, like, it feels like they used to be just aspects of Vegapunk's personality, but they sort of became like more and more human
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why I'm like I don't know how I feel about them in the sense that it's very difficult to determine whether or not we should be judging them as their own people or as completely separate entities.
Fun but irrelevant.
I mean, all the Vegapunks are relevant.
I would
But
say,
again,
especially Lilith is
Jack.
isn't Lilith one of
Lilith
only
is
two?
Lilith
Are
is
there
probably
two
the
or
most
three?
relevant.
We've done this before.
Are there two or three left on Earth?
We've done this before. Of they have to be more relevant in more. They have to be relevant in more than one arc. Obviously,
Okay.
Lilith has not had a chance to do that yet, but they either need to have more of a connection to the wider story, which I would argue Lilith doesn't. Vegapunk as a whole does, but the satellites themselves are not necessarily do not necessarily have that relevance.
Not as of yet, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I can see that.
Yeah,
Fun but irrelevant, then.
I'm fine with that. I'm just more. Are there how many? Which? It's Lilith. What's her name?
There are 6 non Vegapunk satellites.
No. I'm talking about the ones Lilith, large robot girl, and York are the only ones who are still alive, right?
So Lilith, Atlas, York, and Edison are alive.
Didn't Edison do a heroic sacrifice?
He's still alive. He's just really fucking beat up.
I just when he blew up the thing to do the thing, but
No, he
Anyway.
dove through the Frontier Dome, took a lot of damage, but still was intact enough to do a thing, which was extending the cloud base of the Frontier Dome out.
right. So he is still alive for now.
Yes. Out of all the surviving Vegapunks, he is in the worst shape. But yes, I don't know what the name of the shark one is. Has a neat design. Also, gave anyone with thalassophobia a fucking heart attack.
Thalassophobia. Do not play pools.
Yes.
I believe
Yeah.
it's just called Mecha Shark.
Huh.
No, I think all the mechs go in style with no substance. Because they do have pretty neat designs, it's just that they don't matter.
I haven't really popped up with the designs on Egghead. Oh, Chimney.
Why is she down here?
I don't fucking know. There are several characters who just are down here for no reason.
Wait, isn't it? Aren't some of them repeats? Did we not already?
No.
Oh wow. Well, okay then.
Fun but irrelevant.
Yeah.
I think Kokoro merits a higher placement than Chimney, if I'm being honest. But we'll get to her in a sec.
We'll stick the rabbit up with Chimney as well.
Yeah.
They're essentially the same character for all intents and purposes.
They are individuals. Or rather, they are indivisible individuals.
Yes.
Relevant and likable then, I
Kokoro,
guess?
on the other hand, I think deserves higher placement. She should be in the same tier as Tom, at the very least.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Where do we put
Relevant
Tom?
and likable?
Was he in the
Tom isn't relevant and likable.
Oh, okay. Where is he?
I'm surprised we didn't put Tom higher. He's right next to Toko.
Well, we do need. No, we'll
You're
be.
gonna have to give me a more recognizable character than that.
Tom is right below Sentomaru.
Okay, over there, yeah. And I guess probably just because he was only in one flashback.
We have characters who are only in one flashback higher than that. It's because you two somehow hate Water 7 Ennie's lobby, even though that's irrational.
That is
I
not
don't
why I
hate
did that. Probably.
Then why?
I don't remember. It was
Because
3 months
We
ago.
we have characters who are in one flashback in Best Supporting.
Jack, we last did this a year ago.
I mean,
It's been a
we
while.
can
Yes.
we can take a. I mean, Tom was probably on one of the more recent ones, so we can take a break, and I can go and see what we said about it if you want. But
No. I think
probably not worth it.
I think it's really not worth it at this point. I think we can just.
S Shark.
Style but no substance, maybe?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, style but no substance.
Yeah, that's
is
the
that-
issue with the.
Is that meant to be S Bear?
That's a spare.
Same problem then, or same tier then.
Yeah,
Yeah, the only ones that have actually done.
have much characterization, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the only ones that have really shown like character are Hawk and
Yes.
Snake.
Yeah, S-Snake and S-Hawk.
Recycle
You don't
one.
need to add the S.
Again, Oda did a lot of really fun designs for Egghead. I love the futuristic stuff.
I don't know about that.
Same
one.
with the next century. I think that's just basically representing the collective sea beasts.
Right. Probably.
Shaka.
Shaka
He's been
death
the most.
was
He's basically been the most emphasized of the satellites, hasn't he? Until all considered the leader.
Him and Lilith.
Yeah. Definitely
I
seems to be the
am
leader
still
of
mad
them.
about his death.
Yeah. I'm blaming York.
Incredibly.
York's the
He was-
asshole
he
who
was-
shot him.
No, obviously, his death was very intentional. I just really dislike it simply because of just because, like, yeah, he was specifically designed to be the most likable
Hmm.
of the, and he was, right? Like, Oda succeeded at that at least. So
Yeah.
Yep. I'd say relevant and likable at worst.
I can definitely agree with that. Yes.
Edison. We should probably put him next to Lilith.
I don't know, Edison and not Ed. I keep forgetting which one is Edison and which one is Archimedes.
There is
Pythagoras.
Yeah, it's Pythagoras.
Is there an Archimedes?
No.
You can. I'm sure you can understand my confusion.
No, it's Pythagoras. But Edison should go with Lilith, then. We're gonna put most of the satellites there. Pythagoras is probably the least memorable of the group. Just on account of, dying first.
Got murdered by S Snake though.
Yep.
Wait, didn't Shaka die first?
Shaka died shortly after, and was killed directly by York. Pythagoras was killed indirectly by York, ordering the Seraphim to murder everybody.
But irrelevant though.
Yeah. I'd say we put Atlas in the same tier as well. Because Atlas is also fun, but largely irrelevant. Plot-wise.
Hmm.
We'll see how many of the Vegapunks make it off of Egghead.
I honestly don't think anyone but Lilith and Atlas and maybe York are going to survive.
Mm-hmm. York is relevant and villainous, I'd say.
Hmm. I'd agree. Who dat?
Amy. The mermaid.
Right. Why is she down here?
Again, I don't know.
Do not ask these questions, for you know that there are no answers.
Like,
It's irritating, I know.
fun but irrelevant, or relevant and likable?
I'd say relevance and likable.
Yeah, I'd agree. Fuzzy?
Yeah, I think I can live with that.
Vegapunk.
Vegapunk's... Let's put the duplicate in.
I
where it
have,
belongs
yes.
Real quick.
So, we need to talk then about Vegapunk.
Vegapunk's probably the most controversial character left by far, so yeah.
We have a
So-
controversial tier.
No, I don't. The most controversial thing is, I think, not putting him in the controversial tier. I do not want to put him in the controversial tier because he is unambiguously a bad guy. He's not necessarily the worst person in the world, but I do sincerely believe that he is unambiguously morally not good.
I don't agree with that. I think he is not unambiguously a bad guy, but unambiguously at fault for a lot of travesty in the world. Which, not the same thing.
But shouldn't they be?
No, because he is a well-intentioned scientist who does not think through the consequences of his
he's not.
actions.
No, I think the intention is the problem. It's not that he's well-intentioned. He lacks intention. He lacks
He is
the amount of
probably
intention.
the epitome of you thought so much about whether you or not you could do it that you didn't think about whether you should.
Yes.
He is the epitome of that ethos.
Yes, and the reason I don't like him to an extreme degree is that he is smart enough to be aware of the consequences, and he is aware of the consequences, right? That's the thing. He multiple times clearly states, yes, I know that my inventions and my creations are being used for evil. He knows that. He's aware of that, and yet he still continues because he doesn't care enough that they're being used for evil to stop actually doing it. And that is his greatest crimes, in my opinion. Is simply that he very, very much knows better. But that's not enough. Like, just knowing better isn't enough for him to stop. And that is his greatest crime, and that's why I really don't like him and think he should more unambiguously go in one of the bad tiers.
See, I'd agree with you more if it weren't for the fact that he does seem to be taking some responsibility for his actions and also actively screwing over the world governments.
After he dies. So he is basically he's trying to have his cake and eat it too, because what he's saying when he does this is that I will do whatever the hell I want while I'm alive. Like, I need the government to do my research while I'm alive, so as long as I'm alive, I'll do whatever they say, and I'll screw them over after I'm dead. But like, the amount of harm he's caused, so much harm in that time because of that mentality. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I kind of do, but at the same time, like...
The fact that he specifically made it so that it would only happen after he died suggests that he is stubbornly insists that, yes, I will do these awful, awful things that I know are awful, and I will continue to do them while I'm...
don't forget that he did commission the Straw Hat specifically to get him off the island, because he knew that he had outlived his use with the governments.
That's only because he did the one thing that the government wouldn't allow him to do. Right? Like, his entire thing has been seeking knowledge regardless of the consequences. It's established, yes, he feels bad. but he still does it. Right? Like, it's just because you feel remorse doesn't mean a lot when you don't stop doing the thing. Like, to him, the remorse is not enough for him to stop pursuing knowledge. And that's why I would be more comfortable putting him in, like, in the ambiguously... I can go for love to hate. Like, I'm not saying put him in Absalom tier. By no means am I saying that. But I am saying that anything less than,
Where would you put him, Jack?
That's a good question. I honestly think he's, like, one of the most consequential characters in the series. Like, because
No,
he's
that's not a
relevant
question.
well before he gets involved directly in the plot. I also think, like, he is legitimately a very fascinating character, both morally and just from his role in the story.
Really, it wasn't in any way intentional, but it's a really interesting coincidence that Vegapunk's introduction and Egghead happened around the same time as the release of Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Isn't that
It's
really
a
funny?
very fun coincidence.
Yeah. There's no way it could possibly be intentional, but it's really cool that it happened. Or, well, cool in the sense that, you know what I mean.
Yes.
I know what you mean, Fuzzy. At the same time, like, I would honestly put him in Best Supporting, just because he's so relevant to the broader narrative. And we put antagonistic and anti-hero characters in that tier.
Yes. But I still think he's too much of a villain for that. Like, in a way that a lot of the characters we put in Best Supporting are not. You know what I'm saying?
Several of the characters in Best Supporting have quite the body
Who else
counts.
who else is in Best Supporting?
Let's see, we got Kuma, who is a warlord, who, did a one-man revolution.
I disagreed with that. That should be known that I disagreed with putting
He
Kuma
was
in
a
Best
bounty
Supporting.
hunter/assassin.
Who?
Bon Clay.
Yeah, but Bon Clay is... You are not... Are you really
Contrary.
Are you really trying to equate Bon Clay and Vegapunk right now?
No, I'm just listing all the characters in Best Supporting who've done morally dubious things at best. Katakuri murdered his chefs in front of us, specifically because they saw his face.
The thing about Vegapunk is not
Denjiro
that...
spent a long time as deep cover agent for Orochi and did God knows what on his behest.
The thing about Vegapunk is not that it's morally dubious. What I'm trying to say is that Vegapunk goes beyond morally dubious into full-on amoral scientist, which is worse.
He's not amoral though. That's the thing. Like,
he is amoral as far as his research is concerned. Like, when it comes to he has a morality, he just ignores it in favor of his research. Like, why is this not clicking with you? Like, the fact that
is
yes, he has morality, he has remorse, he is human, but to him, he can ignore that as long as it's for the sake of the pursuit of knowledge.
Mel, you do have to weigh in here. You
Yeah,
cannot
I know.
Mel, you cannot.
I know. I'm still
Yeah.
thinking. This is a complicated one.
I'm not surprised that Vegapunk is the one who's causing the most controversy so far.
No, I knew that we'd need. I knew that we'd need the same time as the other streams for the last one, just because Vegapunk was here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is absolutely one of the most controversial characters. It's like, again, do you recall the conversation we had about Vegapunk the other day in the One Piece channel?
Maybe it's been a minute.
was pretty recent.
Regular One Piece or
Thousand
spoiler?
Sunny spoilers, I believe.
Right.
I think the main participants were me, Gan, and Jack, and Shade, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's... Mill, do you at least see where I'm coming from?
I do. I do.
I mean, we've got a lot of dead air. Someone needs to say something.
I know, but I'm trying to think here. Because... You aren't wrong, Fuzzy.
I'm sensing a butt in there.
Yeah, there is a but.
I don't like it. I'm not a butt man, as you know.
Yeah.
But are you an ocean man?
Take me by the hand, lead me to the land.
Thank you for picking up what I put down. I had to lighten it up somehow. This was getting a bit dense.
Yeah, this is not...
To me, it's a case of... He is very much participating in, a flawed and at times...
Flawed is not a bit of an understatement, I think.
Yes, and for the most part, negative system.
He is complicit in genocide.
Could you not say that for all of the Marines?
Yes, I would say that. I will say that, and I do strongly believe that. Yeah, I'm not trying to excuse the rest of the Marines by.
And yet we've got
with it
Fujitora,
Smoker, and Garp all
in
there.
Best supporting. And I'm
but
sure
the thing about
we can find more Marines in relevant and likable.
No.
Helmeppo in relevant and likable.
Can I clarify one thing? The difference between Vegapunk and the rest of the Marines.
We've got Sengoku in relevant and likable.
No. Please let me gather my thoughts for a minute. The difference is that the Marines are soldiers. No matter how powerful they are soldiers, so they are complicit. Vegapunk is the technological center of the world government. So he is not just complicit, he facilitates it. He enables it. And not enables in the sense of just lets them do it. He enables them in the practical sense of his technology is why makes the genocide not only possible, but much, much easier. His technology is what, like, if you take away, without Sengoku, the world government can still do its atrocities. The same with Garp and Fujitora and the rest. But if you take away Vegapunk, then the world government is basically disarmed in an incredibly major way. Because they are entirely he is the single linchpin of the entire technology of the world government. Every technological advancement that is monopolized by the government and utilized to oppress the people, he is responsible for directly.
Let me make one more counterpoint, Fuzzy.
That is why I think he is. You cannot put him in the same category because.
Let me make one more counterpoint, Fuzzy.
Okay.
In the arc that we actually meet him, he is an ally of the Straw Hats.
But that's not the arc where he's introduced. Like, it's the arc where he's introduced in person, but his actions, he has been relevant far outside of his introduction.
Yes, but again, he is a supporting character in the cast, in the broader cast, who ultimately does wind up siding with the Straw Hats, not just for his survival, but also as a way of assisting the inherited will of O'Hara in particular.
No, because he only starts assisting in the inherited will of O'Hara. Like, he only joins them after he's sort of done. Like, that doesn't excuse. He spent a literal lifetime committing atrocities and facilitating atrocities. One, like, face turn when he's basically resigned himself to death. The moment he undertook the O'Hara research, he resigned himself to death. And that's seen in the messaging of the final death message as well. So it's like...
Let me ask you a slightly adjacent question then. What makes someone unredeemable? Okay, so that is a very complex question that is very much on a case-by-case basis. Exactly.
And what I'm trying to say is that I believe in Vegapunk's case, it's too little too late. He literally got what he wanted, reached a ripe old age, and was like, okay, I've already lived long enough, I might as well just mess around, because it doesn't matter if I die at this point anyway.
That wasn't the attitude he stated he took, though.
What he stated he took and what can be seen are two different things.
There's no subtext or text in the story to imply that that's why he did it, though. He did it in a pursuit of knowledge, which is a morally neutral thing in and of itself.
No.
It's two negative ends, mind you. And has led to negative ends because of Vegapunk's thirst for knowledge and general unscrupulousness.
The pursuit of knowledge is not inherently a bad thing. But when you know that the pursuit of knowledge is going to lead to atrocities and you don't stop, that's when it goes into irredeemable territory. Because at no point does he suggest, especially in his final speech, at no point does he suggest that he was, like, naive enough to believe that it wouldn't be used for evil. Because he says it. He says outright that...
committed sins.
Alright, I'm just gonna put a stop to this. Controversial.
I'm
sorry.
That was the one I was hoping to avoid.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's where he's going, though.
You're not going to be able to get him.
We've spent way too long on this as it is. I can't come to a decision. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Vegapunk is... Yeah. He's a very complicated character.
I don't...
I can understand your view, Fuzzy. That's why I'm not making a decision. Because I can also understand Jack's. And I can't decide. And at this point, I'm not willing to spend more time on this.
I don't blame you. Now for a much less controversial character. You don't need to ask why Stussy is here. Please don't. We know it's because there was some fuck up with the list sorting.
No, this is the clone Stussy.
Yes, this is Stussy.
But
this is Stussy, not...
Yeah, but she was introduced recently, so I can understand why she's here. Or relatively recently.
Well, no, she was introduced back in Whole Cake.
Yeah.
She became relevant. She became relevant recently.
One thing I do like about Stussy is that there's so much convolution to all the cover agent shit she did. It's very funny. She was a covert agent for the world government in the underworld, and she was actually also a covert agent for Vegapunk in the world government, while also being a covert agent for the world government. Just absolutely amazing spy shit. Very fun.
Hmm.
I'd say at worst, fun but irrelevant.
Buzzy?
I think I'm burnt out. I think I'm gonna have to like take a break from this.
Well, there's not that many in terms of like major characters left, honestly. Like, if you want to like have any input on any of the rest, I don't think there's many you would
I'll go fun but
have a
irrelevant.
strong opinion.
Fun
but irrelevant.
Yeah, I'll just defer to your judgment until we come to something else. But I'm like I
Fuck is this?
She's one of the Kuja. I don't remember her name.
Old Man Shanks Parrot?
What do you think about the designs on these guys?
I mean, they're fun, I suppose. The old man is probably
So, style but no substance?
the old man is probably
Or-
the funnest of the three, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I like all their designs. I think they're funny.
Yeah.
And also, like, help give an idea, like, really sell the idea that Shanks is just, like, an absolute sucker for a lost cause.
Yeah.
Same with this dude.
you know don't talk about Makino like that.
Wow. Wow.
Look, it was right there. I had to take it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't have to, but it's funny that it was funny.
Yeah, fuck it.
This one's the frog dude.
Frog dude.
This is... Oh, that's the silly little mini golem that Prince Groose makes. Fair.
Why is that on the character tier list?
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, okay, so the Revolutionary Sub-Commander, this dude, Eggman.
We've
I
got
don't
too
remember
many
his actual
Eggmen
name.
is the issue. For
This
that to
one's
be
just style but no substance.
Yeah.
A lot of these last few are going in style but no substance.
We probably
let's be
should have
real.
just put Vegapunk at the end.
Yeah. Oh well. Hibari.
Hibari, who...
That's... She's
Possibly a Chinese daughter. Or is that someone else?
Honestly, she's the only one who has the same accent as Akainu, so maybe. Fun but irrelevant.
Yeah, they could be related, yeah. That's exactly the way that Oda would hint at it
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Who dis?
This is also a Revolutionary Vice Commander. I think this guy, I don't remember which one. I need to look at who is who on the Revolutionaries. Real quick.
Now, who's who is one of the Flying Six?
God damn it.
You
Walk right into
you
that.
set that one up, to be fair. You set
Yes,
that
I
one
know.
up.
Okay, so we already ranked Bello Betty's Vice Commander, and the Egg Dude was Gambo.
This
one's
Jiron.
Jiron, who is Karasu's lieutenant.
Karasu, yeah.
This is the dude who
mean
looks through a pair of
Frodo?
binoculars,
You
makes a
mean
bet,
Frodo?
and then eats the binoculars to hide the evidence.
You know what? That's pretty chill. I'll give him style, but no substance.
Yeah. Very funny. And Gambo's the one who is the sucker who falls for that bet. Kujaku.
You mean
This is
Peacock?
Suru's granddaughter.
You know what? At this point, I'm just gonna start calling all of the people whose names are just a Japanese word by the English translation.
It's very funny that Oda does a lot of female characters with bird names. I think that's
Beaming.
most of them are Marines, actually. Funny enough.
Beaming.
Yeah. But yeah, Kujaku's fun. I'd say fun but irrelevant.
I'm not even going that far.
Style but no substance.
Yeah, at most.
Isn't she the dominatrix?
She's the whip lady, yes.
You can say dominatrix. We're all people of culture here.
This is another Groose. What the hell? Why are there two versions of Prince Groose? He's such a recent character. This is the princess pirate.
The fact that the author of this tier list was likely on illicit substances at the time?
No, I just think they're dumb.
Mm-hmm. Let's just put her with the other Shanks subordinate pirates.
No, I don't particularly even want to give her that much. She's honestly the worst of the three.
So aggressive mediocre then?
Yeah.
This rat fuck. He tried to shake down Whitebeard's home island.
I'm assuming he got,
Martha was
fucking,
away.
Absolutely murdered for it.
Weevil annihilated him.
Good for Weevil? We want to put him in
Yes.
genuine annoyance for that?
Yes. This is Ushiano. This is the last of the Revolutionary Vice Commanders.
I really want to send in an SBS to Oda, but there's no chance he was ever going to actually reply. But I would love for someone to ask that if you're isekai, because this is a question I've been wondering about for a while, and I need to say it outright for the sake of my sanity. What if you're isekai'd into One Piece circa before the start of the story? What's the fastest way to get from any given place to Whitebeard or Garp? Because I think the most reliable way to survive if you get isekai'd into One Piece, which is basically a crapsack world if you think about it, is if you get adopted by either Garp or Whitebeard. Maybe Shanks is a bit less reliable.
Style but no substance for the remaining Seraphim, and then we'll talk about Garling.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The Seraphim all have cool designs.
They do. They are.
Well, yeah, because they're based on fucking pre-existing characters that we like.
Characters who have really cool designs.
Yeah.
Yes.
All warlords have good designs too. Yeah. Okay, so Garling is an absolute monster of a person,
And not entertaining.
Yeah. No, the thing is, God's Knights exist to uphold the status quo of the world nobles. So basically, any world noble who thinks about changing, like Miosgard, for example, if they step too far out of line, they get punished. And Garling straight up fucking executed Miosgard for, hurting another world noble.
Look, we still don't know for sure that Miosgard's dead.
He is dead. The official translation confirmed that he died.
Is the official translation really that reliable, though? If you think about it. I can't help but think of Pound and the fact that he was decapitated on screen, but apparently he got better too.
He was not decapitated on screen. That was a discretion shot.
You know what I mean. So,
the official translation states that he was executed, and Garling didn't. And Garling says that he, let me look up the exact quote, but he basically says that he executed Miosgard because Miosgard stood up for scum, and that is what he deserves as a result. And it was because Miosgard stood up to save, the fishmen from, Charlos and his bullshit.
I'm still shocked with how easy it seems to be to infiltrate Reverie. With how
it is very funny.
I'm shocked there's still world nobles left because people don't just regularly do terrorist
They can assassinate them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot that Garling was the champion of several human hunting competitions amongst the world's nobles.
He's absolutely he's Absalom tier. If you're a world noble, you automatically go in Absalom tier. I'm sorry.
No, he's in there. Don't
Exception
worry.
is Mio's guard. Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't worry. Garling is in there.
We put him there because he deserves it.
Yeah.
The only exception is Mjolsgard and the ones that are somewhat entertaining, so you can put them in Love to Hate instead.
Yeah, like Doflamingo, for example.
Right. Well, that is the tumultuous end of the actual ranking.
Who are we missing?
A lot of people.
Well, no. Have any new ones been introduced? New characters been introduced who are not on this? Like in that 40 chapters that we weren't.
The only one
for?
of relevance I can think of is Guinea.
I don't even want to go near that for trauma-related reasons.
Fair.
It's not Ginny?
Yeah, maybe Ginny.
It's probably
Because Ginny is an actual name
Yes.
that people have.
Also,
You're
Jin.
correct. Yes,
Yes.
I am aware.
Anyway, we will. We definitely need to.
We need one more for the
For story
reorganization.
purposes, yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Because there's definitely some characters that, with the benefit of hindsight, we placed in tiers that are inconsistent with our own methodology.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what it's about. It's about being internally consistent. And
I don't
believe
think we
that-
should rank characters within tiers for the most part either.
no, we should. We'll be here. for
No,
the
but I
year.
think there's some characters that need to move tiers.
Yes.
Yes, that is true. We do need to move some tiers.
I mean, Beppo's not in peak character, so I don't know what we were doing there.
No,
Damn it, Mel.
I voted for him in peak character. It's Jack who was the voice of dissent. Are you happy, Jack, about being the bad guy?
Anyway, that is where we're going to end for today. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, as always. Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all the YouTube stuff.
Like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, press that bell icon, etc., etc.
And otherwise...
And incidentally, if you are a person who has an online presence and you, for some godforsaken reason, have or just an online presence, if you are a person who you believe have the qualifications or otherwise to be on the podcast with us, hit us up and we'll see if we can arrange something.
Otherwise, again, thank you for watching, and please do, and we will see you next time on Thursday. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Later.